Very good afternoon, everybody. Today is the first day of our presentations for the PhD coursework, and we have 6 students going to make presentation today on research methodology. Let us quickly have an overview of the topics on which they are going to make presentation. So we will have Daya, Vaghani first making presentation on predatory journals, a topic taken from UGC recommended course on research and publication ethics. And then we will have, I'm just checking the sound also, if we're getting the sound properly or not. Okay. Okay. I hope the sound is going properly. Otherwise, we'll check it. It is coming. Yeah. Okay, you're getting it. Okay. Then the second presentation will be by Disha. Kariya will make on literature review, followed by Nidhi Jethava on plagiarism and academic integrity. Nrupa will make the next presentation on different styles of references. Reena will make on scholar's life, and the last one for the day will be by Tamsa Pandya on nature of research. Okay, so let us invite the first presenter of the day. Yes, Daya, you can come and start your presentation.
Good afternoon, everyone. Myself, Daya Vaghani, and today we are going to present about the coursework presentation. And today's our paper is on research methodology. And in that, I am going to present about research and publication ethics that UGC has recommended. And in that, the predatory journals, when we are going to publish our paper. Let me share my screen first. My topic is about predatory journals. What things we have to keep in mind while presenting our papers, while publishing our papers. In the UGC care listed journals. Yes. Ha. Yes, sir, I'm open. I'm sharing my screen. Yes. So predatory journals. So what are predatory journals and publishings? As we are aware about the UGC care listed journals, and sometimes we are not getting the true journals and the true list. At that time, we are getting exploited by the publishers, those who are publishing these journals. So predatory journals or publishing is a phrase. This is one phrase coined by Jeffrey Bill, librarian at the University of Colorado at Denver, that refers journals and journal publishers whose main purpose seems to be exploit. It means he says that prey on. The journal is prey on on to the researchers who are publishing his or her journals. So these scholars and academics and their needs to publish the results of their research. So this whole term is coined by Jeffrey Bill, predatory journals, and in the UGC care listed, UGC has recommended to follow this list. Predatory, what are predatory journals? It is a publication that actively asks researcher for manuscripts. and they have no peer reviews. We know that the UGC care listed journal asked about peer review, and then we have to modify our paper and we have to resubmit that. But these journal are not asking about peer review, and no true editorial board, and are often found to publish mediocre or even worthless papers. And they ask for huge publication fees. That predatory journal publication ask for more fees. The term predatory here to describe journals that are self-serving and intentionally do not seek to provide value to the research community or maintain the integrity of the scientific literature. And in this list of the predatory journals, we can find many terms that can include in that list, that are deceptive journals or pseudo fact journals, illegitimate journals, or exploitative and unscrupulous, scam or bogus. These all are the term used in the term of predatory journals. What is predatory journals? So in the journal nature, journal old nature, it is said that predatory journals and publishers are entities that prioritize self-interest at the expense of scholarship and are characterized by the false or misleading information, deviation from best editorial and publication practice, a lack of transparency, and or use of aggressive and indiscriminate solicitation practices. That is the article written by Grundevice and in the Nature Journal, and he described the term predatory journal as a lack of transparency. He says that this journal is not recommended for the research scholar. Predatory journal in the COPE, it is said that predatory journal is generally defined as a for-profit open access journal publication of scholarly articles without the benefits of peer review by the expert in the field. Okay, these journal are not peer reviewed by the expert. They are publishing our papers without any peer review and editorial oversight of the journals in the question. The journal have no standard and no quality control and frequently publish within a very brief period of time. They are not taking more time. They publish without reviewing. They are publishing in uh, very early time, and they are not getting going through our papers and research publications. So, how we can identify that predatory journals? There are many features to identify that particular journals that we are not going to publish in that. So, the name of the journal are close to the name of the genuine journals. That journals are listed in UGC care list, that is SCOPE or OPEC, that are, but in this journal we are find that the name is similar to that journal, but it is not that. Website is not designed professionally, has grammar and spelling mistakes. Predatory publication website are not generated in a proper way. Then solicited manuscript through emails. Claim to be long established journals. They are claiming to be, though it is not real, but they claim. Claim to be indexed in well known bibliographic and citation database. The predatory journal published manuscript within a month of receiving. Okay, they are not taking time to review our journals. Publish articles on a wide range of subjects. Use logos and images from the websites of the established and legitimate journals. Okay, they are using logos and website that are the other publications. Do not have proper editorial board. Names may be fictitious. Charge APC but do not follow standard or scholarly publishing. Misuse authors pay model and sometimes do not have any preservation policies. So these all are the features of predatory journals. And now the question is that how we can identify predatory journals. We have seen that in the UGC website there are the list given by the UGC that these are the journals that are UGC care listed. These are the journals that are clone journal, that are predatory journal. So we have to be careful while submitting our paper in any publication or in any journal. Different between reputed and predatory journal. What is the difference between both? So reputable journals are adequate, that are qualified journals. They are independent editorial oversight, transparent fee. They are taking fees, but that are transparent. not more than enough. Then procedures and policies is followed by UGC care listed and reputable journals. Acceptance by reputable scholarly organization like Web of Science, Scopus, Medline, Directory of Open Access Journals, Open Access Scholarly Publishers Associations, and Committee on Publication Ethics. So these all organizations are taking care of these UGC care listed journals. Being indexed means the journals have passed a review of quality practices and procedures. So those publication and those journals are passed through this procedure are called as reputable or reputed journals. Now there are Cabell's list in 2017. In 2008, Jeffrey Bill, who was the uh, librarian at the University of Colorado, began what is known as Bill's list, a documentation of open access publishers who did not conduct legitimate peer review and published virtually any submitted article in exchange for a fee. At the May 2017 meeting of the Society for Scholarly Publishing Cabell's International, that is the website name also Cabell's International, a company that offers scholarly publishing, analytics, and other scholarly services, announced that it intended to launch a blacklist of predatory journals in June. So, Cabell's International has published the blacklist in July 2017, both black and white list for the offered for subscription of the website. And through getting this, we are come to know about the journal that are listed in black or white list. Who publishes in predatory journals? Why we need predatory journals? So the early career researchers who are ignorant, those uh, abstracts are not accepted by UGC care listed journal are going to present or publish their paper in predatory journals. Inexperienced researcher whose work has been rejected by the reputed journal are going through the predatory journals. Researchers who are well aware of the downsides of the predatory journals but still publish to increase the number of publications within a short span of time. So we are increasing our number of publication through publishing in the predatory journals. Publish or perish syndrome, promotions and grants are linked to number of publication the researchers have. Pseudo researcher would to advocate their research findings are going to publish in these journals. And low acceptance rates, the core journals fires competition compel researcher to publish in predatory journal. So these all are the researchers who are publishing in the journal who do not have any idea about UGC care listed or reputed journals. There is one website developed by UGC Carelist, that is Think, Check, and Submit. So we can go through that answer and we can find that those journal we are going to publish are really reputable or are really listed in UGC Carelist. So this website can help us by giving some questions answer. We can come to know that these journals are really reputable or not. And these are my work cited from there. I have taken my content. Okay, thank you. Shall I stop my screen? If you have any questions, you can ask me.
What steps can researchers take to avoid this type of predatory journals? Avoid this kind of journals.
What step can be taken?
How researchers can take to avoid this kind of submitting this kind of
So,
predatory journals?
okay. Uh, to avoid predatory journal publication, what step can be taken? So we can go through that website also, think, check and submit, and we can go through the whole list that the name listed in UGC care list or that Scopus or Web of Science. Are they both journal are similar? Then there is some issues in that journal that they are predicted that they are the journal that is reputable. Yes. Yes.
Coincidentally, the same question arises in my mind that what are the steps one should take to not be victim of the negative practice as you told about that the theme check and then submit. So can we find, is there any particular journals names that you can give?
That are called as predatory.
Yes, yes.
There are many journals. If I give my example, I before enroll in PhD, I do not any idea about that what are reputed journals or what are predatory journals. I have submitted my one research paper in one journal that is Pune Research, that kind of name. But they aren't asked. They weren't asked about peer review. They have published within a month in their journals. So we can come to know through this experience also, and through getting the knowledge from the UGC care listed website, we have to recheck. Okay, thank you. Okay.
Yes, very good afternoon to one and all present here. I am Disha Kariya, and today is my topic for presentation for research methodology is literature review. Uh, as we all are the researchers, and a good research always begins with a critical reading first, not by deciding the topic, but by the critical reading. And literature review, we can say that it's just one kind of navigation of the ocean of entire the knowledge, and to review and understand what is already done will help us to do what we can done. So it is important to know what literature review is, how it can be done, and how to present it. Points to be covered in this presentation are: what is literature review, useful tools for literature review, why literature review, what literature review, organizing it, and steps to the process of literature review, and the most important thing, to avoid plagiarism. First, what is literature review? A literature review is a critical and systematic summary and evaluation of existing published research and scholarly articles relevant to a specific topic or research question. It aims to provide a comprehensive overview of the current state of knowledge in the field and identify the gaps, trends, and area for the further investigations. The review helps researchers to contextualize their own work, to locate their own work within the broader academic landscape, and demonstrate their understanding of the subject's existing literature. Literature review, if we can see that it is basically something previous works or the theoretical knowledge. So, literature review basically provides an overview of sources available in particular field or unspecific topic, available sources to the researcher, and how he or she can or has explored them while working on a research project on a research topic or area. There are two parts in literature review. First is conceptual knowledge or the theoretical works. For example, my topic of research is the application of Rus theory on selected plays of Chibi show. For me, Rus theory, what is Rus theory? Rus theory by Bharat Muni. This kind of texts are there, which is conceptual knowledge for me. First of all, I need to understand what is Indian aesthetics, Rasa theory. This is what conceptual work for me, or theoretical works for me. Other part is research works. In this area of research particularly, what kind of research researchers have already done? Useful tools are there. First and foremost is the library, university library, or the library in which you are there located. Another is Sodha Chakra, where you can find out journals, reputed journals. Google Scholar, where you can find good books as well as research papers. National Digital Library of India and other libraries are also available online, and applications like Kindle is there, Google Play Books is there. We have talked about what is literature review, what kind of parts are there, but why we are doing this process? Why literature review? It is to identify opposing views and gaps in the literature, to save the time and avoid mistakes done by the others. Literature review is something like to stand on a shoulder of a giant. Means you are seeing what already has been done, what kind of mistakes other have already committed, so to avoid it and save our time. Another one is to join from where someone has already reached, to be familiar with the researchers working on a same topic or field, researchers community, to enhance skill and knowledge for your research topic, to find out important or seminal works in particular area of research. Now, what to review and what not? Or we can review for our research topics, research articles, books, thesis, conference papers, blogs, and other resources we have. But while reviewing all these things, we must be careful while selecting any research paper, any journal, or any kind of book, because all are not reliable. So it should be standard publication, and journals should be like not predatory. Now we have just gone through the literature review. Now it is time to organize it, how to present it. So we can organize in three ways: chronologically, thematically, or the conceptually. These are the steps in the process of literature review. First, we need to prepare a table of works. Table of works, not just reviewed, but for considered for reviews as well. Second step is to prepare an annotated bibliography of selected works. It can be alphabetical as well as it can be chronological also. Then reorganize the order keeping in mind your hypothesis. In second step, we have organized as per chronology of that work published in which year, and otherwise we have organized in the alphabetical order. But in this step, we will organize it, reorganize it according to our hypothesis. Next step is join the paragraphs with introductory and concluding lines for each paragraph. Now, if for example you have taken 10 works, you have written down one paragraph for each work, then you have 10 paragraphs, but you cannot directly put it in your work like literature review and these are the topics, so these are the papers I have reviewed. No, it cannot be done. You have to join them. So for each and every paragraph, you will have to write down introductory lines as well as concludatory lines. So you will, in a way, hook each and every paragraphs. Then the next step comes, and that is to write concluding paragraph for literature review. Means entire the review of literature you are concluding here, and this conclusion must state clearly that what is the research gap, because the ultimate aim is to find out the research gap. So it should clearly be stated there. And at last, we need to write down introduction to our entire literature review. This is to keep in mind while we take ideas from others' works. Like literature review means we are reviewing others' works. We are not producing anything in this part first. We are learning, we are reading, we are taking something from others. So directly or indirectly, we will use those ideas or put these ideas in our research. So we should keep in mind not to be plagiarize our work. So to avoid this, we can do these things. First, to keep precise record of whatever you read, because it happens that in the beginning we will read too many books or sources miscellaneously, right? But then we will forget it, what we have exactly read or not. But the idea that we read will be there stored in our mind. So we will use that idea and we will be on the focus of plagiarism. So we should keep precise record of whatever we read, and the maintain or record of website and journals as well. And one more important thing is the proper documentation, and that documentation must be in the prescribed citation styles. Reference management tools can be used for this process. These are the references. Okay, thank you. If any question.
Yes, Disha. My question is that how can a literature review help researchers identify gaps in current knowledge? How it is helpful?
Yes, it can be helpful for a researcher to add into the existing knowledge, as it will provide you what is already done, and on the other hand you will identify what can be done. So it will add something to the existing knowledge as well. Any other question? If any question.
Can I ask Orun if I was after that I can do. Our personal objectives and opinions can fill the gaps of research. Yes. For example, my personal opinions and my objectives can fill the gaps of research.
It can be useful. It can be useful to fill the research gap, but to identify, you will go through some works by other people, right? Other researchers or other experts. Then you will compare with your own ideas, and you will find out the research gap. So it will be useful. Thank you. Need of adjustment.
So, hello everyone. Today is the first day of our presentation, and we are making a presentation on the research methodology. I'm going to make a presentation on a plagiarism and academic integrity. I'm sharing my screen. So, first off, first and the foremost thing we need to learn is what is plagiarism or plagiarism. So, plagiarism, according to Cambridge Dictionary, is defined as using another person's idea or work as a presenting as its own work. According to MLA Handbook, plagiarism involves two kind of wrongs, usually using another person's ideas, information, or expressions without knowing that person's work constitutions intellectual theft, and passing off another person's idea, information, or expression as your own to get a better grade or gain some other advantages constitutions fraud. Plagiarism is something a moral and ethical offense rather than a legal one, since some instance of the plagiarism fall out the scope of the copyright infringement legal offense. Now, what does mean by academic integrity? Academic integrity is the expectation that teacher, student, researcher, and all member of the academic community act with honesty, trust, fairness, respect, and responsibility. Breaching academic integrity is also as academic misconduct or academic dishonesty. Now, plagiarism include followings. Means what does mean by plagiarism? What kind of the things bring, or what kind of the type of the plagiarism? So verbatim quotations without a clear acknowledgement, paraphrasing, cutting and pasting from the online sources, collusions, incorrect citation, failure to acknowledge, and many of us have done this okay earlier in our assignment, in our presentation earlier. But now we have a proper idea that how to maintain this integrity, how to cite the source, what are the different type of the citations. For instance, we are dealing with the MLA 7th edition, 8th edition, 9th editions. So now as a research scholar we come to know that whatever we are copy pasting or we are paraphrasing from the another book, it should be cited. So we make ourselves safe from this word plagiarism, because plagiarism is very derogatory word in the term of a academic or in a as a life of the research scholar. Because once you get that tag that your work is plagiarized, it is very tough to you to come out from that particular work, and many circumstances will happen with you. For instance, your reputations, your academic journey will ruin as well. So we will discuss in the further slides. So as I told you that earlier, we did this practice, we are cutting and pasting many things, and also sir give a notification to us that yes, we are accepting this. But now we have idea that how to paraphrase, and if you are paraphrasing still, you need to cite the things. It means you should know how to cite the things, and in text cite the things. Now, unintentional plagiarism. Okay, nobody want to come under the tag in a plagiarism, but there are some circumstances which known as the unintentional plagiarism. And first is, often plagiarism in student writing is unintentional, as when an elementary school pupil assigned to do a report on a certain topic copy down word to word and everything on the subject in an encyclopedia. Unfortunately, some students continue to take this approach in a high school and even in a college, not realizing that it is the constitutional plagiarism. Okay, we as I told you earlier that in our graduation or in our 11th 12th in a higher education, we did this. We are copy pasting the things, we made a fair books. At that time we have not idea that we are doing copy pasting, we are doing plagiarism. But now we have idea. So that was the unintentional plagiarism from our side. Another kind of the unintentional plagiarism happens when students write a research paper in a second language. In an effort to avoid a grammatical error, they may copy the structure of the author's sentence when replacing grammatical pattern, and they sometimes inadvertently plagiarism the author's ideas, information, words, and expressions. So we did in a quotations. Okay, we are taking the direct quotations. So we think that the sentence structure, the style, the information, whatever author want to give, we should maintain that form. But at that time we just need to understand, we just need to give the in-text citation. So our work cannot be considered in the plagiarism. So how to avoid plagiarism? Making a list of the writer and viewpoint you discover in your research, and using the list to double check the presentation of the material in your paper. Keeping the following three category distinction in your notes: your idea, your summaries of the other's material, and exact word you copied. Identifying the source of all material you borrow, exact word, paraphrasing, idea, argument, and fact. And for one most important thing, give citation in text and outside. Means you have to mention everything in our bibliography as well as in your paragraph or in your slides or in your paper. When documentation is not needed, to write down a biography of author and to mention date of the historical event. In both these circumstances, we do not need to cite the things, because biography of author is determined and history of events is also determined. So related issue. So it might happen that many times we get confused that it is needed to cite our own source, or in some of the cases we getting the confusion that how to cite, where to cite. So these are the issue that we are facing, that if you are working collaboration or if you are using your own paper, is there any need to cite yourself? So yes, in some such a four circumstances you need to cite everything. For instance, if I have write a paper and I'm using that paper, research paper, in the another paper, in that paper I need to cite myself as well. So if I am not citing my source, it will be also considering in the plagiarism. So first related issue is the reusing a research paper, second is the collaborative work, third is the research on the human subject, and fourth is the copyright fragments. Now consequence of plagiarism. So what are the consequences, or what are the penalties that people uh, are asserted if you are considering under the plagiarism? So people lose their jobs. Second, their reputations might ruin. Third, student who get caught get fail. Okay, if a student got under the plagiarism, he or she, it is a chances that he or she might get failed. They also lose a chance to learn, and penalty can be charged. So here are my work cited. Thank you. If there is any question.
Hello, Nidhi. Yes, sir, I have said in my presentation that I try to. So as I have said in my presentation that
Yeah.
in my presentation that I am not getting the chance that my paper is published in UGC Catalyst Journal. So my paper was not going through that process of peer review. So have you ever sent any research paper and for publication and got plagiarized? Have you experienced this?
No, I sent twice my abstract, not a full research paper, but my abstract was not accepted. So it was not because of a plagiarism, but they sent me that we have a full enough abstract. So I never experienced this. Another.
Yes, Nidhi, I have one question. Can paraphrase? Yes. My question is, can paraphrase can be considered as plagiarism, and can we get punished or penalized by that?
If you are giving an in-text citation, that it will not considering in the line of plagiarism. But if you are paraphrasing without citation, it will consider as a plagiarism. Thank you.
So, hello everyone. Good afternoon. My name is Nrupa, and I am presenting paper 1, research methodology. So, my title is a different style of references. There are outlines. First, objective. What is reference type? Why to reference? Type of reference. Different style of writing references. So there are a different type of writing references. And last is conclusion. So first is objective, to study different style of referencing used over the world. So we are use different type of referencing in our work. Second is to get the appropriate format of references or presenting, to know the difference between different style use, to support all significant statements, and to know the origin of the work. So, what is reference style? A referencing style is a specific format for presenting in text references, footnotes or endnotes and bibliography. It is an act of reference. So, a reference is the action of mentioning or alluding to something, or the use of a sources of information in order to ascertain something. Why to reference? uh, Proves that substance research has been done to support our analysis, enables other to follow up on our works, gives credit to other people's work, avoid charges of plagiarism, required to support all significant statement and use of indicate the origin of material source for referencing and further reading. So there are different type of references like journal reference, book reference, internet reference. Okay, reference elements are author name, article, journal name, year, volume, and page number. So there are different type of writing references. First is Harvard style of referencing. Second is APA, American Psychological Association style. Third is Vancouver style. Fourth is MLA citation, Modern Language Association, and fifth is the Chicago Manual of Style, and last is Royal Society of Chemistry style. So, in Harvard style of referencing, we use first author's name followed by its initial. Second is a year of publication. Third is article title with single quotation mark followed by full stop. Name of journal in italic form. Volume followed by a comma and issue number in bracket and page number. You can see the example of Harvard style of referencing. Second is American Psychological Associate style APA. We all know APA. APA referencing style. The first is author name followed by his initial, year of publication, and then article title followed by full stop. Name of journal in italic form. Volume followed by a comma, and last is page number. Okay. Third is Vancouver style. In Vancouver style, author surname followed by initial. Second is title of article followed by double quotation. Title of journal. Date of publication followed by double quotation. Volume number. Issue number in bracket. Page number. In Vancouver style, we use a short form. Uh, Second is MLA citation style. In MLA, first we use author's name, title of article, name of journal, volume number, followed by dimensional number, year of publication, page number, medium of publication. Second last is the Chicago manual style. In Chicago manual style, we use first the author name, article title in double quotation mark, title of journal in italic style, volume, year of publication, and last page number. Last is the Royal Society of Chemistry style. In Royal Society of Chemistry style, we use we use initial author's first surname, title of journal, year of publication, volume number, and last is page number. You can see the example of Royal Society of Chemistry style. So different between reference style, reference list and bibliography. So both are different. In reference list, a list of source we have cited in our text arranged in the order they appear with the text. It is usually put at end of our work, but it can also appear as a footnote at the bottom of the page and or endnote at the end of the each chapter, which serve a several se- similar purpose. Uh, Second is bibliography. So, bibliography is a separate list of sources we have consulted but not specifically cite in our work, including background reading. It is an arranged alphabetically by the author's name. So last is conclusion. We conclude that there are many standard style used for referencing. We can use only of one them. It gives us a standard format of presenting or referencing number. Supports or significant statement and help to know origin of work. And using of referencing, we avoid plagiarism. Okay. Thank you. Any question?
So, Nrupa, my question is to you that what is the difference between MLA and APA?
I show you in examples. You can see
Okay.
that.
So, as a literature student, which citation we should use in our literary thesis?
Currently, we can use a eighth edition of MLA.
Amen.
Yeah. Another question.
Yes, Nrupa. My question is what styles or which style mostly used in humanities?
Humanities. Okay. So it is currently we are using eighth version. Okay then. Hello, good afternoon, everyone. So today I'm here to give a presentation on Scholar's Life as a part of my PhD coursework, Paper 1, Research Methodology. So this image is very symbolical. You can see that someone is reading in library, books are there. It shows that a researcher spends their maximum time with the books only. Yes, nowadays you all have might experience these things with you that since last so many days you are preparing for the exams and presentations. So you are feeling like you are a scholar and scholar's life. This topic you can very much attach with your personal experiences. Yes, so let's move. What E.M. Forster says about scholarship. I'll start my presentation with his quote that genuine scholarship is one of the highest success which our race can achieve. Yes, nowadays we have talked about so many things about plagiarisms and that cut copy paste things, that fabrications and that all these things. So we can say that E.M. Forster is really saying the correct thing that genuine scholarship is one of the highest success which our race can achieve. And what Sir William Haley telling is that life is continuous process of finding the holes and plugging them and making as a few new ones as a possible. So scholars' life is a continuous search of the knowledge throughout their life. So, introduction. Viewing scholarship as a way of life will draw attention to particular practices like daily rituals that reflect and enrich the mind's activity. It should be the scholar's mind activity. It is like their daily ritual. Yes, a scholar's life is characterized by a relentless pursuit of knowledge, deep engagement with academic subjects, and scholars spend a significant amount of time conducting research, analyzing data, and critically evaluating existing theories. The spirit of scholarship. The spirit of scholarship is dedication to the pursuit of knowledge, critical thinking, and academic excellence. It involves a genuine curiosity to explore, learn, and contribute to the world of ideas. So here we can say that the scholarship you chooses by yourself. That is your choice that you goes into this field. So it becomes your interest, genuine interest that you are having curiosity to know about more about your topic, and you are spending more time with it. Embodying the spirit of scholarship means embracing intellectual integrity, open-mindedness, and a commitment to continuous learning and growth. It means we are grasping the new knowledge, adapting it, and putting it into the practice. It encourages collaboration, sharing knowledge, and fostering an environment that nurtures creativity and innovation. A scholar's life, it is like building a network of people, finding a people around you, those who are doing the same kind of research. You talk with them, you share your ideas, and gain some knowledge. The vocation of research scholar, that what are the chief qualities of mind and temperament that go to make up a successful and a happy scholar? What are the mind temperament? So the ideal researcher must love literature first its own sake. For its own sake, they must love the literature first, and that is to say, as an art, he or she must be a voracious reader, and the earlier he or she acquired that passion, the better. Yes, the earlier you acquire that passion of reading, that will be the fine better in this process. So the researcher must have a vivid sense of history, the ability to cast him or herself back into another age. Sense of past must be double vision, intimate, penetrating. And third one is overall, all the vocation of a scholar is centered around a deep passion for learning, a quest for truth, and a desire to contribute the enrichment of human knowledge and understanding. Last is lifelong commitment to the pursuit of knowledge, understanding, and the advancement of their chosen field of study. It is not like that once your research is done, you put all these things aside and go on another things with the life. It is like a lifelong process. Whatever knowledge you are taking, you enrich it more and more. Now, in short, the characteristics of research as a vocation include curiosity and inquisitiveness, critical thinking, perseverance and patience, methodical approach, open-mindedness, communication skill, attention to detail, ethnical integrity, collaboration, flexibility and adaptability, desire for impact, and lifelong learning. So what is the difference between now critic and a scholar? So all literary students are dedicated to the same task, the discovery of truth. Some prefer to regard themselves primarily as a critic and some as a scholar. So the critic's business is primarily with the literary works itself, with its structure, style, and content of ideas. It means they are more talking about the organization of the things, style and structure. But the scholar, on the other hand, is more concerned with the facts attending its genesis and subsequent history. They are going to the roots and finding the new knowledge in it. Difference between researcher and scholar. Researchers reads for the means, while scholar is for end. Researchers like writing or that research is the occupation, but scholars it is habit of mind and a way of life. The researchers might be full of knowledge, but scholar is always insisting on asking questions and seeking answers. And organization skill, ability to put together in pattern, it is there in research. But scholar, it is there, but a scholar is always 24 hours, 7 days, bookish excitement. Now, scholarship is there is no prejudice born on national origin, creed, color, or social class. The democracy of intellect is truest democracy. Scholarship can be also understand as a way of life, a process akin to the spiritual disciplines. Elements of scholarship can be put in 3 points like silence, study, and time. Silence means detachment from outer world. Silence in this not absence of noise. It means a solitary walk where you have to go alone. This path is your own journey. And study the treasure of literature and the record of past scholarship. Whatever research has done already, you just look at it and carry on further. Then time. Scholarship requires exertion and it takes considerable amount of time, but go with the plan and set time limits. Yes, this is the very hard work that you have to do. And that takes a considerable amount of time, but you have to prepare such a plan and you have to follow that plan. Then you can finish it within the time limit. Conclusion. The path of scholar demands dedication, curiosity, and a passion for uncovering new insights that can shape the future of their time. Discipline. Thank you. Any questions?
So my question is, there any difference between opinion of a scholar and a layman? Like how you will differentiate the opinion of a layman and a scholar?
Yes, see, first of all, we can say that if any circumstances is there, layman is giving answers from experience, whatever they experience. But the scholar have some knowledge, profound knowledge about it. They research well on it, and they make difference. So it is there, and it should be there. That is the quality of research. Anyone else?
So,
Yes.
how scholars' role is important in society?
See, scholars role is important in society because scholar is somewhere teaching or mentoring the students, so that will help them. And even scholar helps the society by providing the knowledge to the next generation thinkers. Thank you. My height is okay, fine. Visible or not?
So, very good afternoon to everyone. Today, I am going to deal with this nature of research in our research methodology. Okay. So, first of all, let us see what is research is. Okay. So, research is a systematic inquiry directed towards the creation of knowledge by Grot and Wang. Okay. Research is a systematic inquiry. Research is not something we can go through with anything or we can present, and it is a very systematic inquiry to get the knowledge. But still, there is some question. Always we will find face this. Uh, is the research is meaningful? We are doing right now the research, or we are doing PhD. Is it a meaningful? Apart from taking job or being assistant professor, is research is very important for our life? Yes, of course. Regardless, the discipline research is usually a systematic and objective search of reliable information. So, these are the few. I'm sorry why it is not visible here. Perhaps the font is not supporting here. But these are the few examples of our steps towards what is a nature of research. First of all, research is systematic. What is the system? What is the systematic research is? Generally, it is organized research. Okay, as I told you already, research is not something that we go and present anything. It is a very we should be always organized with our research. It is a systematic method of finding answers and questions. Okay, it is a very systematic, whether it is for us and for society, we have to continuously finding questions and answer. It is continuously emerging in our mind. Okay, another is it is a process of broken into the clear steps that leads towards the conclusion. This is the first step of answering, questioning, and it is a very clear steps towards the lead to conclusion. These kind of steps are leading us towards the conclusion of research. Okay, systematic research, planned structure or method used to research to conclusion. Okay, it is planned, it is organized, and which is called systematic research. Here is some basic knowledge of systematic research. It is based on the clearly formulated question. As I told you already, that systematic research is clearly based on the questions answer. The way we ask, the way we answer the question, that is called systematic way of communicating or presenting anything in front of everyone as a research scholar. Second, identifying relevant studies. Okay, systematic research always relevant to identifying close study of everything. Whatever your topic is, it should be very much close to your relevant studies. Appears the quality and summarizes the evidence by using the expedited methodology. Systematic means methodologically we run our research in further ways. Okay, the next is the scientific research. In the next topic of nature of research, these qualities are very basic, which one scholars have keep in mind. Okay, the scientific research is a neutral, systematic, planned, and multiple steps progress. As scientific research has a very much valued research form of our for our research scholar, because it has a very neutral, that all time we heard from the teachers and for our colleagues and our seniors also, that you have to be very much neutral. If you are going to plan for a research, first you have to come out from your personal prejudices and you have to be very very much neutral and systematic. As we have seen previously, systematic, you have to plan your things, planned of course, and multiple stretch work. This is not a something you're writing introduction and directly coming and jump to the conclusion. It has steps, multiple steps we have to follow, and then we come to the conclusion. Systematic quality will help us to crack these steps. Okay, how scientific research minimize the influence of researchers unbiased on the outcome of experiment. Okay, the way we scientific method of doing research are based on the experiment we do. Okay, and the way we got unbiased results, that is called scientific, and that is how it makes us non-biased research scholar. Okay, sometimes our common sense and logic, scientific research is not based that we are writing what others have written already, or someone's opinion are matters for us. No, or whatever we have read or whatever told by us, that should be written in our research paper or our thesis. No, that is not like that. We have to be logical. We have to be you have to use our common senses and our logic. Okay, that this thing should be like this is my opinion, and I have to tend these things towards this way. Okay, And there are several other methods. Okay, if we go with the scientific method, then first we have to formulate hypothesis. This chart I have prepared for example, a scientific method we all have to use, because right now it is the 21st century and we have to work with technology, and in this way scientific research will help us. Okay, formulated hypothesis, this is the most basic quality of all research topic. And then observe the natural phenomena. बरोबर છે? We have to observe. We have good observer. We have to observe everything. As I told you, others' opinion does not matter for us. Our logics are different. So observation will help to come us towards the conclusion. Then modify the hypothesis. We have to modify our hypothesis according to scientific result and according to our observation. Then test hypothesis. This is the most prominent feature of this scientific method is we have to test our hypothesis. Hypothesis does not mean that whatever our think is right. Test twice, thrice, and then we have to come to the conclusion and establish a theory based on the repeated validation of research. Okay, then we have to establish our theory after modification and the test of hypothesis. And these are the other some topics where you can find the scientific method in our research. Now research has objectivity. Of course we have objectivities. That is the first quality of research scholar, that objectivity that one all should have. Okay, objectivity research means proceeding without being influenced by any bias or personal opinions. And here Race and Spencer gives in 2040 gives the two main forces that focus on the facts and data collected. Your interpretation should be based on the factual data. Okay, whatever you collected, it should be a factual. It means that there is evidence. It is evidence based data you should have. Okay, your own data sometimes creates problems for you. So some factual evidences you keep on having for your, or track of your data from where you have taken, or this kind of thing are called focus on the fact of data collected. Value free. Ensure that the researcher's value are free as far as possible. Your research should be not reflected your own. Barabar છે? Totally written by your own research is not. As I told you, the factual data, our rigorous and repetition of testing hypothesis will help you to be objective research scholar. And here Madrell gives this guideline for how this could be developed, how we can be objective research scholar. There are relevance, significance, and speciable. 3 steps given by him. Definiteness. Another topic is definiteness. Definiteness research is characterized by the definite is process and well as product. Here the modes and measures for. And here we go with the collection and organizing information of data. Testing and verifying the collected information for arriving at the conclusion as well as plan. See, begins if we see. And at beginning we are processing our processor step by step. Okay, processing our research. Then if we get fail, we have to start with the beginning, because we have developed a theory at the preface of our research. Okay, if you have developed your theory in preface, if in case further plans you get fail, you have to come to the beginning and you have to check twice your theory or whatever implications you are making or your presentations. For example, what theory or what kind of structuralism is there. There are many theories to apply. So first you have to come with the theory. There you have to check that what kind of mistake I am doing. So far I am not getting the proper result or right result, correct result I am wanting for. Barobar છે? See, you are in case you get failed, you have to begin and then until you have to continue this process that is called definiteness. Okay. Verifiability in research. Verifiability research lays emphasis on the proper verification of collected information, data, or facts. Here, nothing is accepted and derived unless verifying through adequate observations and test experiments. As I told you, that our nature of research are completely or somewhat based on scientific research methodology. We have to check, we have to test everything. This way, our collection is factual. Our data should be factual and evidence-based. It gives support to our arguments. This way, we have to, this is the chain I have made, or I have take the photo, that you have to collect the data, check the validation, collection, detection, and then verification. Verification of your data is also important part of the research scholar's life. And the steps are given in the verifiability of research. Okay, then how you collect data, how you verify it, how you detect it, that is called the verification of research. Research has generality, of course, general meanings of everything, and then you pick up a one line or one topic, which is called your topic of your research or your thesis, and that is called, you pick anything from the journal ideas, and you concentrate on a one thing, that is called generality, and from the specific things. Okay, the conclusions or results derived from the scientific method shows the marked characteristic of generalities. First, it means that inductive reasoning and process is used making generalization and of the particular happenings. Here, through the image, you can see that there are multicolored display, and then it is collected. This kind of what are example of your collected data. Okay, fine. Your collected data from the general things. Okay. For example, from society, you are taking something for any ritual or doing anything research. You collect everything. If you are doing on cultural studies, you collect everything from the culture. If you're doing from science or whether film studies, you collect everything written or based on this film, and then you come to some kind of general statements, and then you analyze and mingle within one thing. Okay, the last bottle is mingle of every color. It means that all collected data are merged here. So these are the generalities of research, that how research scholars should tend towards and work in the process, further process of research. Predictability. Okay, predictability is the research obtained through scientific method are characterized with the ability of predicting theory. The start I have made through the observation that first we decide the theory, that this theory we are going to plan, or this theory I am going to have a research of, and then you start observing. This is what we are doing, right? If your research paper are on cultural studies, then you observe society. If your papers are on film studies, you will watch films, many more. Okay, whether it is relevant or somewhat irrelevant for a good idea. Theory, rigorous testing are again very important. We have not come to the overall general meanings given by others. Our rigorous testing towards any particular thing are very important. Scientific, then you will come to the scientific result, and then you can predict the things. After the step of scientific result, your theory which is made in your mind are called as predict. And the most benefited thing is the theory itself can be predict also. See the big arrow, theory itself can be predict also. Whatever predictable theory we work on, we can prove it on a scientific manner. Okay, so these are the predictability of research. Theory you can predict, but the process are still rigorous to understand. And scientific results are more important. If anything is predictable, still we have this certain scientific evidence to prove anything. Yes, modifiability in research. We can modify research, or we can modify others' theory and others' research too. We can take examples, or we can take anyone's objectives. For us to work on it, we have to modify with our own thoughts and with our own testing. Okay, so what modifiability in research is? It is an open verification and observation or experimentation. Okay, this kind of research are very open to interpret, observation or verification to experiment. We can experiment, we can observe anything from this kind of flexible research things. Our research are also called flexible because any people can comment on this, or any people can work on it with their own modified ideas. Never final or absolute static, which is conclusions are perhaps never final. Open-ended research we know. Okay, which conclusions are can never be final. All are can give their opinions, observations, and anything. So this is the flexibility of our research, and we have to be more flexible if you are doing research. Our one state and we stuck in that, then we won't find more things which are going to happen good in our research. Capability of being modified. It has capability of modifying that we all have. Okay, our research can be modified. Flexible for change. People can change also. For example, if we take some theory, and now that the condition of the theory are totally changed right now. Okay, if we take the 19th century theory, and if we see the gap, and if we change the gap and fill the gap of the with the 21st century, if we compare, and then we can ready to flexible with changes. Okay, we can change our. If someone will suggest me, and I'll also change. Okay, so this kind of flexibility we should possess as a, and that is what not only the research nature of research. This would be the nature of a research scholar also. Okay. Dynamicity in research. Dynamicity, consequently, what the true today in terms of derived fact or reached or generalized may be proved wrong tomorrow based on the new findings. As I told you already, 19th century theory won't help us to think more intently or more relevant today. Also, we have modified. So, dynamicity means what is true yesterday can be wrong today, or can be, or what is true or right today can be wrong tomorrow. So this kind of things are the nature of research and research methodology. Therefore researcher neither advocates rigidity in the process adopted for discovering the fact, not stand to way of bringing decide modification and changes in the established principles, law and theories. As I explained everything in the first chapter, this all qualities are nearly close to each other, and we have to modify and we have to be flexible and come to the going through all the process, then only we can reach towards the conclusion of our research. And these are my references. And no, thank you, sir. I'm telling you orally. Thank you. Any questions?
Yes, Tamsa.
Yes. Who is asking?
Yes. How can we reach to scientific result of theory?
As I told you already, that rigorous testing, we have to doubt ourselves, okay? Testing twice, and we have to observe the things. Others' opinion, others' result are not would be the truth for us. Okay, you have to testing yourself. You have to add your own experience, your own result, and testing it twice, read it twice, find the authentic sources twice. Then only you can come with a scientific theory, or you can made, or you can predict it. Okay, just think twice and taste twice. Okay.
Presentation.
Thank you.
So my question is, what does it mean by value-free scholarship?
Value free research. Value free research means that, for example, I am rigid. I don't believe in wearing sleeveless clothes, or I'm not willingly want to drive, for example, a bike. It means if I do research in future, I may censor the because I'm doing study on censorship. It means in future I may censor that no one should wear sleeveless, or no woman should ride a bike. Okay, so no, but general meanings all we are riding or all we are wearing it. So this kind of general meanings we have to accept, and then we have to tend. Okay, that this kind of changes I have to make in, and I have to be flexible for it. That is called free value. Our values for, or my mindset and values will not be work for a neutral research scholar. Is it okay? Thank you.
Okay, so that was the last presentation of the day. Okay. And most of you did quite well. Most of you presented things quite well. A few questions and answers you have to think to give it in a still proper manner. Detailed answers are necessary to be given. Even the quality of question also you have to raise with even the language correction in the question also. As the question will get displayed on the screen and recorded, you have to be careful that you do not make a spelling or grammatical error in drafting the question, and also give a little bit detailed answer also. Content wise, everybody did good work, and most of you presented quite well. You also presented your citation source. Tomorrow and day after tomorrow also we will expect that you are properly doing in-text citations also within the slides, and referring to the sources you have used to make your citation by naming them, that so and so person says this, and so you are building your argument based on that. So that will be expected tomorrow and day after tomorrow in the upcoming presentations. By the time we end the things, I would like to ask you whether you have prepared your profiles in so and so research platforms or not. I also put one poll in WhatsApp, but before you appear in that poll, you also have a look at this screen. So the poll which I have put in WhatsApp to gather the information is based on this slide. Yes, so this is about interlinking research publications. You were informed that you should have ORC ID, second number, during the PhD coursework. So I will ask about what is the ID. That information I will gather tomorrow. So if it is not prepared, then work out today and make your ORC ID. Also see Google Scholar ID also you are able to make, that you will be able to make free of cost with your main official email ID. It's, the official ID which you will be using for your research publications. Now you have to be careful that you do not keep on changing your mail IDs. Whichever mail ID you will use to open ORC ID or other platform, the same ID you have to use for Google Scholar, so that all your research publications get interlinked with each other. Otherwise, your citation index will not be properly calculated. With one, try to see in this link if you are able to open. Normally it is for the teachers and also for research scholars. So if it is allowing you to open a profile in vidwan.inflibnet.sa.in. Scopus will not allow you to have an ID unless a paper is published in Scopus listed journals. So that should be your target, that within 1 year, coming 1 year, you target to publish at least one paper in Scopus ID. Collaborative work also you can do among the research scholars, also with supervisors, also with whomsoever's help you take. You can have a collaborative publication also. So once you will get it, you will get your ID also. Researcher ID or Clarivet Web of Science ID, you can get it from the link that is given, webofscience.com. So that also you collect tomorrow. I will ask you. Then there are this social media accounts for research scholars. That is researchgate.net and academia. So if you do not have an account, then see that today it is done, and also upload a few things on this platforms, so that your work starts getting noticed by the people, and you start getting some score from the social media accounts of researcher also. So this we will see tomorrow. This ID is another thing, whether you have prepared it properly or not. Okay, so today we end our session here, and let me end the live broadcast.